playing.
Right.
Hey, this is my other co-host. Hey, Cool Joe. You see, we got Gene Deal in the bit. It took him a second. Look.
What up with you, bro? Yes, sir. I'm good.
This one of my co-hosts, man. What's up, brother? My brother. What's happening, bro? Love you, boy. You all right? You all right? All right. How your brother? How everybody?
Everybody good?
Okay. Hey, Gene, I'm sorry. Let me get another preempt of our show. We have random guests come in, but he's not one of my co-hosts. But we always say on our show, ain't no telling. No, come on in, cool. Ain't no telling who gonna walk through the door, but it's all love at the door. You hear me? No, for sure. You see, we got a attack dog around there.
Oh yeah.
That's our attack dog. But no, man, we was so G, my question basically was like earlier y'all before the cameras came on, you know, he said he was around for a lot of St. Louis hip hop. St. Louis artists. So they was doing rap like that in the 80s?
In the 70s.
In the 70s.
In 70s, it started like 77. Where the battles, when the battles was doing. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like Future Shock Music Production. You say you remember them?
Yeah, I remember
they used
Future
to be
Shock.
like Shock, get it ready to rock.
Yeah,
Shock,
it
get
was-
it ready to roll.
Hey, just
So that was in the
Shock.
70s.
Get it ready to rock. Shock, get it ready to roll. And then Shotgun Music Productions, they chant used to be Shotgun. Who do you call when you ain't got enough and you want to have some more of that funky stuff? Shotgun.
Okay.
Yeah, Shotgun.
I remember that's the old school hip hop.
So is this when like they was performing down at the some right there on the land? It was on the landing.
No, we talking the 70s.
No,
Yeah,
70s.
I'm saying that's back then.
Yeah, but y'all, they was doing the different halls that was in St. Louis, the Legion Hall,
The UAWs.
the UAW, all that shit like that.
VFW.
Those guys was rent those joints out with their different crews. And I was just telling them the crews back in the day was RET, Trice, Shotgun Music Productions, Holly Rock Music Productions.
I heard of that.
Yeah.
So
Future Shock and Dynamite Disco.
So for me, my first was what was the posses? Damn.
He said he left at 81, so whoever you finna name,
Yeah,
ain't
yeah.
gonna know
Well,
what
I'm saying, just as far as St. Louis music, I know a lot of them people connected in families. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like Underground Posse. What was that? Damn, I can't remember the name.
Well, I think the dude, one of the guys who really branched out more, that was Holly Rock. He branched out into the radio, you know, because he got on the radio from doing the streets and stuff like that. And he used to outdo, well, I wouldn't say outdo it, but he was up there with him, but he was a younger version of Dr. Jockenstein.
Dr. Jockenstein, operating on your mind.
That was Magic 108.
Yeah. See,
Magic
so
108.
we was birthed in the 70s, so we was
I
we was outside like kids should be now. We was outside playing. We wasn't listening to the radio. Look, he said 77 was my first year I got into football. And I remember I started watching the Steelers, the Steel Curtain. That's why we said 77. It triggered that for me. I remember that. Yes, sir.
So
But-
St. Louis, they come on, man. I was a DJ.
Really?
You know that.
Yeah.
See, I ain't-
Look, he ain't even know.
Boy, I got so many questions.
So you did so as far as
Used to battle, do all that stuff
yeah,
like
I was
that.
gonna ask. A lot of people get into the hip hop business,
Right,
but not necessarily as a rapper.
right.
It's like me. I've been in the car business forever, but I don't sell cars. You know, I might be the parts manager or finance manager or something. But I just still love being around that business. Is that how it was for you, or what was your introduction to music? You know what I'm saying? It's for we don't even take it back. What was your introduction to music? Period. Like,
Well, you know, when you come up in high school and stuff like that, you know, you might like an instrument, you play instruments and stuff like that. So I played the instrument, and then we had a piano in my dad's home. So, you know, music came from that part of it, you know what I'm saying? Playing the piano, you know what I'm saying? Playing the trombone and things like that. So that was my interest in music. But then DJing became a part where it's that, oh my God, you know, this is where the girls is at. We giving parties and shit like
the
that.
parties.
You know what I'm saying? And then we learning how to rap. You know what I'm saying? We doing, back then we did mostly chants. Then we made rap songs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was more
The
party,
original
but it was
MC,
about
right?
party.
Yeah,
That's the original.
Yeah, master of ceremony. It was
Yeah.
like rocking the party.
Yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. For
That's
sure.
it's that story about Busy B and Kool Mo D.
Yeah.
You ever heard that story?
Yeah, I know.
Busy B tell it all the time. He say,
Right.
"I was the king," and then Kool Mo D came with that rapid fire, rap, because he said he used to win every battle by just getting the crowd. You get what I'm saying?
So-
Getting the crowd.
Question,
So
Gene. So, like in your time, like in my time, everybody in my neighborhood played football or played a sport. In your time, it was a lot of people that chose to play instruments. Am I correct?
Well, instruments, but then I played basketball too.
Well, I'm
You
not
know what I'm
saying
saying?
I'm not taking away from that, but because
No.
back then you had more
band was a little more
Little
present.
Yeah,
Band was
band
present.
music, choir, stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? I played sports, I don't know if none of y'all know this, but in 80 and 81, I led the state of Missouri in rebound.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, look where we at.
You know what I'm saying?
See, we getting them
in
nuggets
Missouri.
here today. Look,
Right.
hey, bro, we getting them.
I respect you so much. I gotta take my glasses
Yeah.
off. Cause like
You know what I'm saying?
I got so. Just a question, bro. Like
Spread
coming
them out.
from
Cool. We all got an egg. He'll go in. Look,
I put Wellston on the map. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I put Wellston on the map. We went to
That's
the
back
first
when
conference.
Ken Lock was beautiful.
Yeah, Ken Block used to be beautiful.
yes.
You know what
See,
I'm
you
saying?
remember them
So
times.
then, let State of Missouri in rebounding. Got a St. Louis
school?
Postage back to Wellston. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, West Side.
You know what I'm saying? So,
The best side.
Alta High. So this was the then got St. Louis Post Dispatch Scholar Athlete Award. You know what I'm saying? Went on to school and graduated. You know what I'm saying? University of Tennessee, Chattanooga.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, man. And them accomplishments, bro. Them accomplishments,
I
man.
never would have known that.
Yeah.
Right.
Like for me, like I like the business of music. Like Dave, like he said earlier, and it's like for me, it's always been like, man, how bro come from here and make all of those different connections throughout his process of life. You get what I'm saying?
With no internet.
To be able to, I mean, I grew up with no internet too. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm 48.
It's where you at, bro.
I mean,
You know what I'm saying?
but I know it's the drive too. Like, and
But
it's,
it's where
that hustle.
it
that
has a
St.
lot
Louis
to do with
mentality.
where you at, man. Because when I went to New York City, I went to New York City straight out 3 days out of college. I graduated August the 18th, 1986. I was in New York City like the 21st or the 22nd, some third of August. You understand what I'm saying? You know, my father said some shit I didn't like.
That was my third day of football practice.
You know what I'm saying? I played at Matthew Dickey too.
I'm in the record
You know what I'm saying?
there.
So now my pops said some shit I didn't like. What I do? I said, all right, cool. And I just left. I had $180 in my pocket and a girl I knew in New York.
What? You took a chance, huh?
And I went there. But see, I was supposed to go overseas, you know what I'm saying? And then I tore my knee up playing ball out there. And then I said, yo, fuck going, you know.
So that was gonna be my next thing. What took you to the East Coast? Because the funny part, you sitting in a room of people. Well, I know me and Jai, and he know me. Like I always been an East Coast guy. Like from when I was a kid, because the next street over, all the guys went to NYU.
Right.
Like all my big homies, they all went to NYU. So they used to send me the Red Alert and the Mr. Magic Rap Attack
Right.
cassettes. They'll come home from the summer and leave them with me. So I'm listening to Mr. Magic. I'm listening to all this underground. But all my guys was listening to UGK, NWA. Everybody else was listening to that, and I was the only one. I'm dead serious. Out of 15 people, when it's my turn to play the music, they looking like.
But that time out with that, the guys in the streets who really was doing it was Brucey B.
I know
You
about Brucey B.
understand?
Yes, sir.
Brucey B. Then you had what's his cat name? You know him. He used to do the comedy show. What's his name? Kid Capri.
Kid Capri. Yes, sir.
They was
Yes,
one
sir.
coming out the trunk and stuff like
Yes,
that.
sir. Yes,
Ron G.
I know about Ron G.
You know what I'm saying?
Ron G.
Those guys was the one who was really in the streets, doing the streets. But it was this dude who gave them all a house, and that was the dude Unique from Mecca Audio.
Okay.
Oh,
You
I've
know,
seen them, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He got a podcast show now. He did 26 years
Unique
in the Fed
Mecca,
joint. Yeah, so
Y'all homeboys, right?
yeah, that's my dude. That's my dude.
yeah.
You know, I did his whole 26 years with him.
Right.
You know, whenever he could call, whatever. He's the one actually who made that phone call to me in California and told us that they was gonna come out and kill us.
Ooh.
Yeah, okay.
That was that
You
dude.
said
That,
that, yeah.
Unique record. And he did that while he was underground where El Chapo is at. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? He got to a phone and made that phone call.
Yeah, because I was gonna ask you, like, being in California around at that time had to have like you had to feel some kind of way. You know what I mean? And I was gonna ask you about Unique because you brought his name up. You didn't let anybody know. You just said, "Yo, I gotta call."
Why would I keep that information to myself? You know, I wouldn't
Right.
do that. You know, it's guys' lives online.
Right.
You know, I don't want to be nobody to say, yo, well, he didn't tell us. Nobody could come out and say that I didn't tell them.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If I tell you I got information, some niggas gonna come try to kill you. My man called me. I had 3 other dudes call me, but I already knew that you gotta know that.
Right.
You know, if we're gonna get into that conversation now, you gotta know that, especially if you security minded or you somebody from the streets.
Right.
You know, there's no way that somebody gonna do something to somebody in St. Louis, you know, somewhere else or wherever, and then come to St. Louis, and then St. Louis dudes ain't gonna try to get at them.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's-
saying? You know, you can't get out my city like that.
Right.
You understand?
That's a fact.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, you got to think that way. You got to know that to be true. You know what I'm saying? So I told everybody who was with us. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, but that's the cloth though. Like, I mean, it don't matter really what type of business you do in this world. Like your morals and values got to stand tall. Like,
Oh, and no matter
like,
where
know
you
what
go,
I'm saying?
man.
Like I don't know what. Like I know you from Wellston. Like I'm from North Side. Like in a day.
Well, I was born in the North Side, and I went to Wellston when I was 12 years old. You understand? But that's 12 years old. I got my real, you know, schooling from going. I went to Williams School, you know, right on Vanderventer and St. Ferdinand.
Okay.
You
Oh,
know
yeah,
what I'm saying?
exactly.
So that's where I went to school at. Then when you know, I met my mother for the first time. I'm 12 years old.
It's the time when
They moved me to
Periago was
Wellston.
up, the village was moving.
Yeah, the
Crossword.
Village, Periago, the
Yeah.
Vaughn,
'Cause you-
know what I'm
'cause
saying?
I know you
the
like-
Holdeman track.
Yeah.
out
I
to
mean,
the
the
tracks.
track still rock when I
Shout out
was
to
on
the
my time.
tracks.
You know what I mean?
Shout out to the
No,
tracks.
I mean,
get caught on the Holdeman track.
right.
That's what my parents met in Periago.
Yeah. So you know,
So
so
Lion met in the village.
Yeah,
My
so-
daddy from the village.
you know what I'm saying. So you know, and because I was a ball player, I went all those places.
Yeah.
Right.
You
Yeah,
understand?
you had a certain type of pad.
You know what I'm saying? I had a
And see,
pad.
hoopers could go anywhere back then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cause you know people wanted to show their neighborhood could hoop.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, come on over here. You know. But Becky Park on Page, that's the cage. It's one way in, one way out.
See, we had a different cave.
See, we had the cage on
yeah.
in Becky Park. But here, G, my question though, like, I'm sorry, you were saying that, you know, you hooped. We was talking out there. You were a probation officer.
No parole. State
Parole
parole,
officer,
different.
parole officer, DJ. What was the transition that got you into security in New York?
And security knew well. See, I did security for our crew here too. You know, for Future Shot.
Okay.
I was a DJ, but you know, I'm security. I studied under Benny Smith. Benny Smith, God bless the dead. He just died a couple of months ago. I did in my new book. I did a dedication to him. He was from the Vaughn. You know, he was a welterweight boxing
So,
champion.
shout out real quick. That's who Corner Coach G with the
Oh,
kids was here.
yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah.
had a coach on here. We had Coach Ronnie down at Black Pearl. I don't know if you know Coach Ronnie. They'll be down at Black Pearl. So we had some basketball coaches, and they just gave a memorandum to the gentleman you just talked about.
Yeah, Benny
so we
Smith.
just
Yeah.
yeah. So
Benny
go ahead, my
Smith
fault,
knows a
G.
lot of kids. He saved a lot of kids' life because
Yes.
he taught them that knuckle up game.
Yep.
You understand? I was fighting one of the biggest bullies at that time in Wellston. His name was Patrick Cotton. This dude had muscles on top of muscles. You know what I'm saying? You know, but I was training karate under Cedric Malone, and I was training boxing under Benny.
Oh, he was
You know what I'm
dangerous.
saying? So now,
That's a North Side kid.
you had to do it all. Baseball,
all
basketball.
too.
During the season, you got to do that. So I'm at the Salvation Army in Wellston. This dude, Patrick Cotton, you know, he bullying people and stuff like that. You know, I'm 16 years old at the time. You know what I'm saying? So then, you know, he want to come in. He don't care about getting the ball and nothing like that. He just want to hit you and everything like that. So he hit me, and I pushed him off me. You know, because back in the day when I was a kid, we used to play pick 'em up, fuck 'em up. You know, what I'm
Killer
saying?
Man.
Yeah.
Pick him up, fuck him up.
Pick 'em up, fuck 'em up.
That's what it was.
You touch the ball.
Yeah, your motherfucking right.
So we just,
Yeah.
Started that shit.
You know what I'm saying?
Throw the ball up in there.
and everybody.
Bunch of motherfuckers coming at you.
Yeah, man. So
Potato, whatever.
so this dude, he called himself that he wanted to. Now he want to fight me. You know what I'm saying? So then, you know, I caught him with the left hand. Bow, and he just started leaking. You know what I'm saying? Now I'm talking to him. Now look at you. All the muscles ain't gonna do nothing for you right now.
Talking to.
You know what I'm saying? Now he getting mad, so he rushing at, he running at me. I'm sidestepping him, two-piecing him, bow, bow.
Got him
You know
off
what I'm
his
saying?
game.
You know, so now he getting mad. He go pick up the mop handle. Back then, I'm talking about those things,
metal one you had
the
to
metal
screw.
one.
I with the
Yo, he pulled
Yeah.
that shit out and had it like this, and was swinging that shit like it was nothing. That's how
you
strong
know how
this
heavy
kid
that
was.
thing? You know the whole mop ringer.
Yo,
Mop ringer.
Yo, so
old
next
school.
thing you know, Benny said, "You gonna fight him fair, or you ain't gonna fight him at all."
Damn.
Benny was a gangster. You know what I'm saying? But he was a good dude. So then one thing led to another. You know, he put the thing down and got up out of there, and I said, I was having him motherfucker.
You was through
I
with that fight.
don't know how lucky I could continue getting. But I'm saying that to say that, you know, it's great people like that that teach you the morals and the fabrics that you get, and you stay with the cut, the cloth that you cut from.
Yes, sir.
You understand?
Shout out.
So when I went to New York City, it wasn't hard. You understand? I'm in the schoolyard. I'm about to go to Germany.
Getting it in.
I'm doing 360s. You understand? I got a 38-inch vertical. You understand what I'm saying? I'm doing all kind of dunks. So this dude seen me play. You know, his name was Slick.
Okay.
So he said, "Yo, my man, where you play ball at?" I said, "UT Chat. I just graduated, finna go to Germany." He said, "Yo, could you play for me?" I said, "Play for you where?" He said, "Yo, it's on 105th and First Avenue." I said, "Where that's at?" He said, "Where you from?" I said, "Right over here. I'm living with my girl and them on 113th Street." He said, "Well, I'm from 112th Street." You know what I'm saying? So you just take this block down to First Avenue, and then you go down 5 blocks, and you're gonna see a park with the projects and everything, like it was Wilson Projects.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So then I said, all right, then I'll be there. So he told me a time. So I went over there, and when I tell you, brother,
Apologies.
I'm sitting out there, I'm shooting and everything like that, because I took my ball, my bag with me. Like, I'm shooting, nobody's there. I said, this motherfucker told me to come over here.
Ain't nobody out here.
Nobody out here. Next thing you know, cars just start coming from everywhere. And dudes jumping out. They cars instead, talking shit. Jumping out talking shit. And we was playing against this guy that y'all may have heard of, and Cameron portrayed him and paid in full. We was playing against Alpo Town.
Alpo, no, okay.
Yeah.
Was that
Back
Ruckus?
then?
Was that Rucker Park?
No, this
Wasn't
was
it Rucker
this
Park?
was there was 2 guys who was getting money.
And they would just put teams together
And they playing against
Ooh.
10,000. They got 10,000 up
You
on the
got that
game.
10,000 back
Is
then.
that like how you, because I know that's Lions, Tigers, and Birds in them games.
Right.
So like with your progression through this what we all know you for, is that how you like got your bones with them New York guys, like being from a city like St. Louis where we all sound like country bumpkins to people of that nature? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well,
Like because I know you had to be physical as hell.
Yeah. I was that dude, you know, as far as figure rebounding and, you know, shooting and all that stuff like that.
And you can move because
Yeah.
you play St. Louis basketball.
Yeah.
We running gun.
Yeah. So I was pretty good, you know what I'm saying? I was second leading scorer and rebounding in chat during my 2 years there.
I'm saying in the New York games.
Yeah, but I'm talking about the New York game. So that's how I got big, playing for this guy, Slick. You know, because they playing for money, but I didn't know it. You know what I'm saying?
Right, you
know, I'm
you just
friends-
open.
Because he asked me at the end of the game, "Yo, what you want, man? What you need?" And stuff like that. I said, "Just give me an orange juice and a bag of chips."
Because you think
They was
like,
giving
that's
me
what you
the-
think.
That's crazy.
Give me more than that.
Yeah, but I
Hey,
didn't know.
shout out to Slick.
So then I'm walking home.
Slick was getting it.
I'm walking home, You know, so he took me to the store.
Right.
Because I was the leading rebound, leading score
Right.
that game and stuff like that. But I'm fresh out of college.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Those guys street balls and stuff like that's cool. I'm jumping out the gym, doing my thing. So now I'm walking the student. I'm one of the dudes who played on the other team. He said, "Yo, big man, I know they hit you crazy." I say, "Yeah, what's up?" He said, "Hit you up." He said, "What did he give you like?" Well, he gave you like a G. He said, "What did he give you? 1,500 G like that?" And I'm like this. I'm quiet, and motherfucker. I'm like, "No, I'm good, bro." You know what I'm saying? He said, "You said what's up?" He said, "Yo, bro, let me just say." He said, "Where you from?" I said, "Yo, I just left Chattanooga." You know what I'm saying? But I'm from St. Louis. He said, "Yo, did he pay you?" I said, "Pay me for what? Playing ball?" He said, "Yo, dog, everybody gets paid. Even when you lose, you get paid."
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Al gave me 300. You know what I'm saying? That's what he said. Al gave me 300 and they lost. You understand? Just so he can come back again. You know what I'm saying? So then I say, oh shit. So then Slick, me and him became real cool. He's like my brother. You know what I'm saying? He was like my brother. So, you know, I played in different tournaments for him. Then he took me over to the 12th Street Posse.
Montega in the building, man. That's how everybody walk in. Got Gene Deal in the building today, man. Right here. What's that? That's my man Montega. He
What's up, bro?
What happened? What he know you?
We know some of the same people from back home. Man.
See, he lived in New York for a while also.
All right.
When you transplant, what we say, call another transplant.
Look, Q,
What up, Q? What up, Q? What's up, baby? What's happening? What's happening? Well, no, Gene, my fault, man. We apologize, but this how it work here, man. Because people just show.
I ain't got no problem
And
with
I
it,
love when people come. It's part of my thing.
It's
'cause
safe, though.
People could be doing.
Please know that.
People.
Ain't worried about it.
No, I know you ain't worried. Hey, Jay, but look.
Yeah.
Hey, look. He know. Hey, look. He been doing this long enough to know the vibe.
Oh, for sure.
Hey, look. Soon as he'd have walked in, his spidey sense would have went off, and he would have knew. Hey, look. I thought they was leaving.
Right.
Look, when I saw y'all walking out in the front, I was like, wait a minute. I looked at my clock. Look, I said, wait a minute. We played 85. Yeah, hold on a minute.
I'm safe.
But-
I'm safe all
So
around.
you being out there on the court doing what you do, but like, was it a situation or a moment to where somebody saw you handle some business and they was like, you know what, I want him to be my security. I want him to rock with me.
No, that ain't. It was never like that because, you know, guys in New York, they will talk that shit and they'll try you. You understand? But they know who to try. You know what I'm saying? They can look at you and like, yo, yeah, all right, they'll do to try to bump you hard or something like that, whatever like that.
Ask him.
You know.
Hold on. He get to it.
And that never happened with me. You know, if somebody do that like that, I handle it right there.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
St. Louis.
I say, because you know what I tell a motherfucker straight out? And if I can curse, I say just like
Go
this. When a nigga hit me something like that, I say, your brother's finna be like that for the rest of the night. About to be like that for the rest of the night.
Hey, that's what we doing.
Ooh, yeah.
That's what we doing.
Nigga, come on.
what we
It's gonna be
doing.
like that for the rest of the night.
ain't gonna
So
say
get
shit
ready.
else.
I ain't gonna say nothing else.
I ain't gonna say
And
shit
then
else.
and the shit that I'm gonna hit him with, he gonna understand that. Right. You understand? Because I know how to legitimately make it look good and hit you like that's what they teach you in school.
Yeah, so you don't
when
get
you play
no
that D1
marks.
and them like that.
No
So
marks.
all night I got this up like this. I got them hands up. So then when I go and switch and do a whole turnaround, boom, you get that caught in
you
your
get
head.
that. You get that.
You know what
Come
I'm
on,
saying?
no,
Yeah, nigga, like that. That's what you want.
That's what
we
you
gonna
want.
do.
That's what we doing.
Dennis Rodman used to say like that.
Oh, dude.
Keep them hands up like that for the rest of the night.
But- Go ahead.
Okay, so how did the guy from Wilston wind up with in New York with same game?
The guy from Wellston is one dude who started the game.
Okay.
You understand? So I was working in a youth program at St. John's Youth Community, St. John's Church, and they had a community outreach program called Manhattan Valley Youth Program that dealt with underprivileged kids and things like that. So I was working there as a counselor. This guy named D. Ferg, he became a director in there who did the T-shirts and all the stuff and transition kids to show kids who was at entrepreneur skills that wanted to do T-shirts and stuff like that. So he became the director. So D. Ferg and the guy came named Mike Owens. You know, they were working down there doing with the kids. They were from Harlem. They Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in the Harlem knows them. You know what I'm saying? D. Ferg is ASAP Ferg's father. You understand? So we was down there, and you know what? I'm a fraternity guy. You know, I pledge Omega Psi Phi Q.
Okay.
And I've seen a lot of stuff like that in schools and organizations and stuff like that. And so then crews start popping up in Harlem. You know, like people having the Cash Money Brothers, All Stars, Best Out, the 40 Wolves, Mecca Audio, and the whole 9 yards. And these guys are giving parties and stuff like that. So I said, yo, D, you know what I'm saying? Why don't we start something? So then we was trying to figure out a name, and then we was watching this video, and it said we're all in the same game. You know what I'm saying? Remember that video? So like self-destruction.
KRS-One.
West Coast All Star.
West Coast All Star.
Yeah. No, that wasn't KRS. Green Yellow.
Yeah, so then D said, that's what we gonna call our shit.
Okay.
Same game.
I.O.
All right, be easy, bro.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, bro.
All right. So he said we're gonna call it the same game. So then he designed, you know, he's art, he designs, and we got some t-shirts and everything like that. So then what do? It's summertime. I said, let's do the same gang picnic. Bear Mountain. I went and got the, you know, because at this time I was I was investigator for child abuse. I left the other job and became an investigator for child abuse. You know what I'm saying? So I had the credentials to go and get, you know,
Funded.
no, not funded, but it's hard to get like park permits. It's hard to
You
get
could do that because you was
stuff
in
like
a
that.
position.
But they see my credentials, they're like, yo, this
that
is
makes
yeah.
sense. No, that makes sense. That
So
makes
you
sense.
like block parties or whatever?
Block parties, all that stuff like that. But so I would get the halls, I would get everything. So I did what we was doing in school. I seen people do in school, boat rides, parties in the whole 9 yards.
Right.
So we started the same game, and
Oh, okay.
me, Mike, D. Ferg, Tone Wop. You ever heard that song called "Do the Tone Wop"? Tone Wop. Yeah, you look it up. It's
You have
Tone
to
Wop.
check it out, Tone Wop.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And so it was Tabadoo, Rick Dog. You know, all we got together, stuff like that. We started the crew. Then we started bringing people in. People wanted to be a part of it, and that's how Puff got to be a part of.
Oh, because he
through
was
D.
doing
Ferg.
parties.
Yeah, he was doing parties,
okay,
and he wanted to make his name big in Harlem.
Oh, okay. And that was the connection.
So were you was around for the infamous party?
Well,
The infamous Heavy D Puff Daddy party? Were you around for that?
What,
I was at the front. I was at the door, bro.
Oh,
what's his name? Father.
When the kids got killed.
Yeah.
Father MC.
When his girl, that was his girl. Yeah.
Yeah.
But see,
that's
dog,
crazy.
I tell the story in the book, but we pulled her out of that crowd, right? And she ran back down the steps after we had got her safe away from her. And she got caught up, and that's how she died.
God don't make no mistakes, though.
Damn.
So she got out and went back in.
She must. Hey, that's what we talk about, emotions, some feelings. So she had to have some serious emotions.
A lot of people want
to
be
run
in
back
that
into
joint.
that. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of people want to be. A lot of people want to be in those parties, man. You got to realize, if you in Harlem, you know, if you not at them spots, you ain't nobody.
Right.
And that's where a lot of people felt like that.
You ever been to the tunnel?
Plenty of times.
I've been to the tunnel once. Lauryn Hill record release party, album release, Miseducation Lauryn Hill. It's just a wild place.
One time.
Say that
Nah.
shit, John.
It's a wild place, man. It's just like, you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
You
I already know.
Hey,
Yeah, it's-
but look, I have my tunnel story too.
I heard about it.
So we went to we went to New York to get some music mastered. We was calling ourselves. We went to Tony Darcy down in Manhattan. He had did Jermaine Dupri. He did a lot of Puff Daddy shit. So he was like the top mastering guy. We drove. 7 of us got in a minivan, drove to Manhattan.
From here?
Yes, drove to Manhattan to get some music mastered because we heard that Tony Darcy was like the guy. If I'm saying his name right, Tony. So we get to New York. It's a Tuesday. I tell everybody this, dude. Tuesday, like 3:00 in the morning, we pull in. Dude, you come out of the Lincoln Tunnel. Dude, it was 12 o'clock in the afternoon on a Saturday. It was live. Like, we talking 3:00 in the morning on a Tuesday.
Right.
It was like live. Like, it was,
Yeah.
everything was open.
Because people don't understand in New York City, they don't party. You don't go to club on Fridays and Saturdays. They go to clubs on Monday, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays.
Okay.
Sometimes Thursdays. On Fridays, Saturdays, if you go to a club,
What up, Tom?
it's a regular club. You know what I mean? It's a club that's given the. It's not a part of the cruise or part of the industry.
Right.
The industry don't go out on Fridays and Saturdays.
Right.
You understand? The industry goes, because most people go home in the industry on Fridays because they usually live upstate New York.
Hey, Gene, this is my man Santoma, the co-host right there. Said Sauce Gang, Santoma. Moved in, look, they family. That's our family over there. They know our family.
And he told you they deep like Wu-Tang. They coming up in this
Yeah.
one.
So that's what it is. So people in the industry, you talking about the music industry, they go home on Fridays and Saturdays, stuff like that. Yeah, you're
Wow, okay.
But on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, that's when they party.
Right.
That's why you had what's the club right there across the street from Justin? I think it was Cheetah Club.
Oh, yeah.
That's where the hip hop costume used to hang out at, right? The Cheetah Club. You understand? So you got the Mirage, you got places like that people go to, and on Sundays they go to. I think it begins with a V.
Hey, Vertigo, isn't it?
No, hell no, not at all. It was it'll come to me, man. I had a lot of good times at that moment.
For real?
Yeah,
No, but when we went to the tunnel, the line was long.
no doubt.
My partner from St. Louis, he used to put it like this. He was the money man, so he used to walk in straight to security. You know, line could be around the corner, down the block. He walking straight up to security. Like, look, how much it costs for us to get in right now? Me and my two guys right here. I'm
That's to
like,
pay him,
yeah.
but that ain't to pay the door.
Right. No, just to get to the front of the line. Look, he knew we had to pay all that. But we went there though. MC Light, I never forget this. MC Light tried to get on my homeboy. A limo pulled up. We was crossing the street, and we literally, like, the limo stopped right here. We was crossing in front of the limo. They was right in front of the tunnel. You know, the limos would pull up. She got out the car. It was 3 or 4 of us. She looked right at my homeboy and was like, "This when I knew New York women different." She was like, "Yo, what's up with you? This." My partner was, look, he was took for a loop because he's so used to getting on the women. Dude, when we was in Manhattan that next day, on the strip, like, you know, Manhattan where Apollo and Dapper Dan, all that stuff.
125. 125th Street.
Look, so we walking up and down there. Everybody we seen in Harlem earlier that day was in Manhattan. All the same it's like they all migrated.
Right.
Like in the day they was hustling. I seen a lot of paper bag action going on. On the motherfucker, it was like the movie. Look, dude sitting on the hood of his car. Dude literally walked up to him. This is probably early 2000s. Early 2000s. Early. I'm talking about, dude, paper bag action. But what's funny was every car we saw in Harlem earlier that day was on the party scene in Manhattan that night. You know what I'm saying? I mean, all the Beamers, the Porsches. You think that shit is fake?
Manhattan, ain't it?
Same place.
Am I tripping?
But Harlem is, you
It
gotta
bump
realize,
up. It
Harlem
bump
is
up.
your Manhattan is
At 110th,
it
right?
goes from no.
Nope.
Manhattan goes all the way from the Brooklyn Bridge
Right.
all the way up to 155th Street, and then 155th Street, 56th Street, and then you got Upper Manhattan, which is the Dominicans, the Puerto Ricans, and stuff like that. But that's Manhattan. That's the city of Manhattan.
Right.
But Harlem goes from 110th Street,
Okay.
you know, to 155th Street.
Right, so they bump up to each
Where
other.
was we at?
We was in
It's like
And then you
Central.
got Spanish Harlem.
we was in Harlem.
Yeah, it's
Hey, do you mind smoking?
Flushing,
Go ahead, do your
Marcy.
thing.
All right. Can I get one?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's where's Apollo? 125th?
125th.
Yeah, 125th. Yeah, okay.
Gratitude.
But no, I seen a lot of. No, I'm just at the time.
Well, they used to do that. They stop all that shit.
was
You
crazy.
can't even hang out on
I ain't never
125 no
been to
more.
New York.
Look, we couldn't even
I've
get
been
in.
everywhere
Look,
else.
put it like this:
never been to
the
Lord
tunnel was so
Mason Dixieland.
packed we couldn't even get in, and my guy tried to pay the guards, and I think just because we didn't know what to say because we wasn't from there.
Yeah.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? I think we
You
didn't know the
definitely pay
right.
their ass.
Right. No, we knew we got in all the other clubs that way, but just the
definitely-
tunnel.
definitely pay their ass.
Yeah, the line was and another thing, man, the police out there.
Look at them rats.
No, I seen the rats following the hot dog
That's
vendor.
the street.
I seen them.
Make it out the top.
Walked up to the motherfucking rats. Them rats.
I heard about that. I heard about that.
Them rats looked at us like,
You had to know.
what?
You had,
If y'all gotta cross the street, we ain't going
I
nowhere.
already told you. LA got them rest like that.
you got to know. You got to know
And New
somebody.
Orleans.
So, okay, then so we gonna
So,
we'll just keep going.
so
Go ahead.
you know, I went to same game. We get into a big fight at the movie theater. You know, they call them. I don't call them that, but the guys call them Germans. You know, Puerto Ricans.
Okay.
You know, say the Germans. And stuff like that. So we get in a big fight. So I'm just looking at dudes now, you know, because New York dudes and them are known for jumping you.
Yeah,
You understand?
yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
they just known for jumping. You know, like it could be something. Ain't no such thing as a motherfucking fair fight. You know what I'm saying? Especially if it's 4 or 5 of them know him, and that's one guy and everything like that. You're here in St. Louis, let that nigga handle his business.
Yeah.
Toe
Yes,
to
sir.
toe.
Yes, sir.
It's fair.
Yes, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Get his one.
You know what I'm saying? Let's see what he made of. They don't do like that. You know what I'm saying? So it was a bunch of Puerto Ricans against mounting up or stuff like that. So I'm sitting up there, Rick Dog. I say, yo, I'm looking at dudes and they knuckle game ain't what it's supposed to be to me. So then Rick Dog looked at me. He said, yo, Big Gene. He said, yo, Gene. I said, man, listen, this is easy work. You know what I'm saying? Did what I did. From that point on, Puff had a problem at this thing called the Building. He used to do Unsigned Hype. If you ever saw,
I remember that.
yeah, if you ever saw Juice, you remember they was in there and they was doing that was the Building. You understand? So then I think the night it was the leaders of the new school. You understand?
Yes, sir.
That's where Busta Rhymes came from.
Yes, sir.
You understand? So D Ferg we all went down there. And D Ferg was like, Puff was like, yo,
Hey, your brother.
And my brother Teddy.
Hey, look, here we go, y'all. We got this live right here.
Live right here.
what up, Ted? What's up, bro? You good? Okay.
I tell you, you need to see.
Hey man, you need a chair, man.
Get you a chair, Greg. Hey, Judge, can we get a chair, Judge?
Judge.
What's up, Tay?
What's going on, brother?
That's the baby.
That's the baby right there.
That's the baby right there.
Let coach. Let coach.
Somebody said, you know Coach? I said, Coach who?
Right. Look, he like coach.
Coach?
He like
When did he start coaching? Yeah.
You go ahead to the
Hey, cool. All right. Right on. Coach in town. What's happening, baby? Yeah, he one of my co-hosts too. Right? Gene, you got enough time,
I
Gene?
will say this though, for a
you gonna say?
man a little younger than you.
You want some?
I appreciate the stand that you have as a person. You know what I mean? Like I like knowing you from St. Louis and sitting there talking to you,
Right.
and just knowing your progress and things that you have done as a man. Like you stand tall. I appreciate that. I respect that. I salute that, bro. Appreciate you for just being
Oh, yeah.
a
I
solid
actually
dude.
said the same thing earlier to him too. But what fault, Gene?
St. Louis.
And then like knowing you know people that
Yeah.
I grew up under. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like that's wild to me.
But see, what people don't really understand is this, man. You know, like I wrote my 3rd book, and I'm sorry I don't have it here.
Why you?
But I sold it out. I sold out of them, you know, and I had to give the people what they paid for. You know what I'm saying? So he has
Watch your
the
head.
first 2 right there.
Okay.
But you know what I'm saying? Yeah. But this is the situation is, bro. You know, like when we came up, we respected people mamas.
Yeah, sure.
So you respect, you ain't curse around nobody, mother.
Yep.
You understand? When parents came around, no matter what you was doing, you straighten up your act. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah, you just touched it.
when people don't understand that, when I had to tell Big Mother how he died and what happened to him, that would do something to an individual.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If you sat down there and Big, y'all gotta, people gotta understand, it wasn't just somebody who died and was gonna go away and we never hear from him
was somebody's
ever
son.
again, whether that's important or not. But you got to realize this is somebody that died and was murdered, that we still hear his music today. You understand? This is 96. This is 2026.
Do you think that's what he thought?
You understand? What you mean?
Like, do you think like that? Like,
No, he was just
when it
being
happened,
himself.
We was gonna forget about him. And
Well-
his story wasn't gonna live on.
Or we never know. You understand? Well, like I look at it like this. I made history with my books. My books is selling like crack. You understand what I'm saying? People are reading them and they like, that's the first book. I told my story. This ain't stories about Puff. This story's about me.
Right.
You understand? I told my story. Puff, he's an intricate part, but he's not the story.
Right.
You understand? You understand? Then I went back and I told other stories in Life After Death while bodyguarding a hip hop star. You understand? I told how Big L and different Pun, different people that I knew,
Your experience.
my experiences with these guys, me bodyguarding, me giving information. Dougie Fresh wouldn't be here today if it wasn't for me.
Shout out.
You understand what I'm saying? But people won't come out and say that. Unique Mecca Audio was the hottest thing in Harlem. Yo, listen to me. Dudes didn't breathe hard around that dude. You understand what I'm saying? He had a crew. He was selling, he was doing over 250 keys a week. This a dude that had whatever clothes he had on, that's what kind of color car he had. From Benz to Beamers to Jeeps, the whole 9 yards. When you see that Nino Brown shit, that was unique.
Yeah, I know that.
You understand? So people could talk all kinds of shit that you want to. I calls him up on the phone.
You cool with his mother and his whole family?
His brother dead. The feds killed his
I said
brother.
his mother.
No, I'm big. I'm talking about. Yeah. His mom take his mom food
Right.
every so often. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Can I ask you a question?
I cook and take her food because I love to cook.
That's right. You do. He a cook too, right?
Question. Because I read this, and I'm so curious. Did Unique used to really take a week's worth of money down to Dapper Dan for his next week of clothes?
No doubt.
I see. I'm a
These
fashion
rappers
guy.
that you talking about.
No,
Unique
Unique
was
was
a
a street
street
dude.
dude.
Oh, God.
He the one.
was a
He
street
started. His
dude.
crew started. Hey ho.
Okay.
Alright?
Yeah.
You understand? That was their call.
Okay.
Dougie took that shit and put
Made
it
a
on
song.
wax and made a song on it. And then Unique heard about it like, yo, Doug, because
That's
Unique
my shit.
had a rap group. And what he did was he used to do on every Tuesday, he would give niggas $5,000 to come and rap in front of his store. Like if y'all would battle.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the battle, get the 5,000.
But you spend it in the store because you want no fresh clothes.
No, he didn't. He was doing mixtapes.
Oh,
He
gotcha.
had all the mixtape guys coming. He wasn't doing it.
So it was a DJ pool thing. He was
He had a
talented.
DJ pool.
There you go.
Did he
Dudes
really had hands like they said he had?
Unique, yeah. He wasn't no. Come on, man. That nigga did 26 years.
I mean, I'm saying because this before that 26 years came. Like,
Yeah, he was doing
like
his
I'm just
thing.
saying, like I heard he was a super nice dude. Like he was super duper respectful.
Yeah,
Like,
they should do. They should do. They should do a movie on them. You know what I'm saying? Because
He know Puff too.
yeah, him and Puff is mad cool.
See, I'm
This is the
I'm
guy
just
that
give you
just
some,
got out.
like the way I see life. Right, my daddy from the village. You know what I'm saying? He drove Metro for 50 years. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? Before that, he was a village fly guy, silk shirts, silk
Right.
drawers that match with the silk socks and the Stacy hat, and the one pockets. That was my daddy. Right. So growing up, he just taught me different things and certain things to look at in life. Right, I've never been above the Mason-Dixie line, but I've been everywhere else, across seas and everything, just like you have. But just throughout life, it's certain things like you have always intrigued me by your conversation. And your conversation is different because I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you, But at the same time, I'm not gonna indulge in it unless you ask the proper question.
Right. Correct.
Right? You know what I mean? So like those things are reprimandable, and and I always wonder when you have those situations with those high line people, right? Is it like talking to your homeboy from jail when you have to make sure you make that connection? I'm going to New York, so let me make sure I make this stuff, that stuff. Or do it just happen when you have to?
Well, the thing about it is, I don't check in with nobody. You know what I'm saying? I never have. You know what I'm saying? I never checked in with nobody. You know, I got people in different places. I might call up, like, when I get there, yo, I'm here, I'm chilling, man. What's up? Where you at? I'm doing this, blase, do that. Oh, you want me to come through? No, I'm good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is. You know, but you make relationships and situations based on need and accessibility. You know what I mean? You know, a lot of dudes needed me because I had became a certain individual that you fuck with me, you fuck with me. You understand? How is that? And like he just asked earlier, I could go to New York and bodyguard Puff. But nobody's ever said something. How did you bodyguard Chaz Williams?
What was that, bro?
What it is.
Chaz Williams, Black Gangster.
Oh,
He did the album Black Gangster. Look at all those guys on that album. Look it up. All those guys that on that album. Chaz Williams robbed 160 banks.
Get the
You
fuck
understand?
out of
He
here.
was on BET Black Gangster. You
Oh,
understand?
okay.
He was on that segment of BET.
Yeah.
I used to cook and take food to his house. That was my y'all want to call big homie or whatever. That was my OG big homies like that. That was my man, that was my brother. But I ran all his security. You understand what I'm saying? How do you get to be a dude like that? You know what I'm saying? I've met gangsters from Supreme, from what's the dude? Ronnie Bumpus. These are what's the dude name? Wolf was no gangster, bro. Nah, don't. Wolf wasn't no gangster. Not like that. Wolf can't be in the same. I can't put Wolf in the same paragraph with these dudes that I'm talking about now.
Haitian Jack.
You know what I'm saying? Haitian Jack either.
They just made people see like the people
You know what I'm saying?
The people you
When
know,
you say Ronnie
people
Bumpus,
you're seeing people that make other people do shit. You're not seeing you're not seeing the people that's
so-
really doing.
Putting in
when
that
you talk
work.
about Ronnie
It's not
Bumpus,
necessarily put in the work. Sometimes it's just being a smart
New York
motherfucker.
Freddie, Ronnie Bumpus, Pee Wee Kirkland, Chaz Williams, Omar. These are guys you can't even put those guys that you just said in the same paragraph and say that they gangsters like them. No, those was underbosses. You understand? They may have had their crews, but they didn't amount up to those dudes.
Real 50 Cent.
You understand? The real 50 Cent wasn't no gangster either.
Nah, he wasn't no gangster. He was just a robber.
Just a robber. You saying? You stick up
Supreme
kid.
was
He
a
ain't nothing like
gangster,
that. Supreme was a gangster.
Prince by default.
Princeton was a gangster.
So based on seeing the movie Paid in Full, you was around
They-
that
they-
time.
I
What's
mean,
your
the same
opinion?
amount.
What's your opinion? What's your opinion, G? Come on, what's your opinion?
Listen to me.
Here we go.
Go that way.
When Rich Porter brother, right? When Rich brother, his uncle caught him, cut his finger off, put it in a hotel at McDonald's,
That really
put it in McDonald's. Yeah, it really happened. But who did they go get the work from? And if you was that big, why you got to go get work
They was getting
for
that
somebody
work
else?
from Cubans, wasn't it?
Fritz gave him 23 keys. Fritz from 112th Street gave him 23 bricks. Say, yo, go get your brother, bro. All he was asking for was $100,000.
The 23 bricks.
So it's like, why would you need?
If you was getting it like that, why would you need that like that? If you had it like that,
And all
it's
you
a
needed was
movie.
$100,000.
I mean, I ain't in that type of life no more, but god damn. 23 bigs for 100.
No, he
No.
gave him 23
Bricks.
bricks.
He said basically, if you got it like that, why you not gonna
Well, you got if
Yeah,
if
why
it's
you
just
gotta go get
$100,000 and you
$250?
supposed to be all this, why you have to go to somebody to get $100,000?
That's a half.
That should be
You, that should be
That's
pocket
what I'm
change.
saying. In my mind, I'm thinking I got the 100,000.
Nah.
But so, God damn.
That's what
I never tripped off of it like that because the movie's so intriguing.
Right, so the movie throw you off.
Was any of was like the Bays in your timeline? Was any
The
of
Bays
these?
here in St. Louis?
Yeah, like
They babysat me. That's my big brother.
I mean, I heard you say it. And I know-
What I'm telling you.
I know you ain't lying.
Daddies, all that. That's a
I'm
part of
just
our-
curious.
That's a
like,
part of our demo.
like because man, like in my time, I had
So-
Chris Taylor, I had Black Richard, I had certain people just like y'all had certain people. You know what I mean? But I'm from the north side, so my world is different than y'all
So,
world. So
hey-
for me, it'd be like because
Let me get to you.
things that I've done in my life, the people I met when I was 12 years old, they allowed me to understand the life of meeting people in other places, in other countries, and so on and so forth. Was that the process, like through playing basketball? Because I played football, like just through the process of life. Like, was you set up from your St. Louis background by the people you run into doing basketball in the street, going to the mall, whatever it was, going to River Road, whatever it was? Did that help you understand them conversations when you got in the room?
But you gotta understand this, bro. What you learned as a youth, you understand? What you learned as a youth, and if you smart enough, it carries on as an adult. You understand? Youth and ambition ain't got shit on age and experience. So you being ambitious as a youth, if you smart enough to sit back and listen, you will learn. So I was a good listener. You understand? So now me going in and being in those rooms and being in those situations, you learn how to not say nothing until you ask the question. And I'm a good listener. You understand? So then now I know how to take what you say and articulate that in a manner in which I have to orchestrate whatever I need to be in that room. You understand? So now, my upbringing from St. Louis, I had no problems in the streets of New York
Right.
until I said finna.
That's what
Finna,
they separate them.
finna.
Finna.
So, hey, look, hey, look, we finna shift gears real quick because we got Coach in the building again. Y'all know we get Coach a couple times a month on a good day, but he knew you was gonna be here, so he made his way on in. Hey, Coach, how do you know this man right here, man?
Motherfucker, bro. Shit.
Like I'm saying,
My big brother. Like,
No. This is real family.
Yeah.
No, we don't have the same father, but my brother and him has the same daddy.
Okay, so
So
family.
we family.
Family.
I knew
Well, you
Teddy.
know how we say
I knew
family.
Teddy when he was in diapers.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
I
understand?
met him after that.
You know what I'm saying?
Right after that.
You know what
I
I'm
met him
saying?
right after that.
So then, so he came up under the umbrella when I left my little brother Chris.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? They call him Big C.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
Hey, Big Gene.
Yeah.
Golden era. East Coast, West Coast war. What was that feeling like for you? And what did you see, like with the Suges and everybody around?